So, what is art? Art is an expression of your deepest thoughts, emotions, and ideas shown through a creative expression such as a painting, sculpture, music, and etc. Art is subjective, and what is perceived as art depends on one's perspective of the work, such as how they may relate to it, what it could mean to them, initial thoughts upon seeing the art, and so on. One of the most common themes in art is storytelling. Artworks often tell a deeper story than what is perceived from initially viewing it, and that helps draw the viewer in and grow an appreciation for it. It is the artist's job to create the story on the canvas and for the viewer to understand its message. The first painting I will go over is Demolition of the Statue of Meudon by Hubert Robert, since it is the older of the two, followed by Starry Night by Edvard Munch. Hubert Robert, born 1733 in Paris, France, was a French artist best known for his paintings of ruins. He combined fantasy and factual accuracy in his landscape paintings of Roman ruins, earning him the nickname Robert des Ruines, which means Robert of the Ruins. In 1760, Robert Hubert set out on a drawing expedition with another painter, and Robert developed a strong fascination with architecture and ruins, and he was strongly influenced by Giovanni Battista Piranesi. Piranesi was known for his famous etchings of Rome that Robert would draw inspiration from. Hubert Robert was not only a great painter, but also a daring individual who went on many inspiring adventures. He took charge of the National Museum at the Palais du Louvre, was incarcerated during the French Revolution, where he continued his paintings in his cell, and even escaped the guillotine when, through an error, another prisoner died in his place in 1793. During the French Revolution, which began in 1789, the chateau was ransacked and suffered further damage in a fire of 1795. It was demolished entirely in 1803, 3 years before the creation of this marvelous painting. The demolition of Chateau of Meudon tells a story of great ruins that once stood and then no longer did. Hubert Robert uses warm colors, thin vertical lines, and lots of shadowing in his painting. The painting consists of large structures which are created with tall, thin vertical lines to depict their size, and in the background, we see rays of sunshine beaming down in the middle of what could be a courtyard. The courtyard clearly has debris such as dirt, broken wood pieces, destroyed pillars, and little remnants of building demolition. It also has a couple of people standing around as well. The bottom of the painting shows a man in a top hat who is ordering 4 men to work, ordering them to clear the debris or clear the area of what rubble is left. At the bottom of the painting, it looks like remains of demolition, as I noticed several pillars, broken pillar stands, and other potential building pieces. Off to the mountainside, at the side of the painting, we see 2 more workers, and one of them looks like they are using a wheelbarrow or a similar tool to move rubble out of the vicinity. At the bottom of the painting, we see 5 people, 3 sitting back, relaxing, on stacks of brick or something similar, and 2 standing over a pillar. One of the men sitting is holding a white paper in his hand, and it seems like he is yelling at the people below him. This painting makes good use of difference in contrast. The bottom of the painting is dark and gloomy, and the higher up it goes, the more light is shown. Edvard Munch, born in 1863 in Loten, Norway, is a Norwegian expressionist painter who emphasized and expressed many of his feelings on his art using dark and unsettling themes like sickness, death, and depression. From an early age, Munch lost both his mother and favorite sister to tuberculosis before his 14th birthday. Having abandoned the study of engineering due to frequent illness, Munch decided to become an artist, letting his emotions and feelings go and converting them onto a blank canvas. Many of Munch's works use contrasting lines, dark colors, somber tones, and etc. You may know him for his famous artwork, The Scream, but for now, we will shine light on the Starry Night. The Starry Night, created in 1893, represents the coastline of Adgarstrand, a small beach resort south of Oslo in Norway, where Edvard Munch spent his summers from the 1880s onward. Upon initially viewing the painting, it brought on a lonely, mysterious sadness. It feels lonely because it feels like nothing is going on in the painting. It feels very still and basic, and like no one is there. I get a feeling of mysteriousness because I'm not sure what's going on. I notice a large structure off to the side that is unclear. Perhaps it's a tree, a building, or something else. I also notice a white fence going toward the ocean, which seems out of place. Starry Night also gives me a feeling of sadness because of how dark and empty the painting is. Like mentioned before, this painting is on par with Edvard Munch's typical work as it expresses a lot of his somber and lonely emotions. The feeling of loneliness was often a feeling which viewers would note that his work patterns focused on. In the top right of the painting, we see specks of light, stars lighting up the night sky, lighting up some areas more than the others. Edvard Munch's use of different shades of blue and green make up the color of the night sky, painting some areas dimmer than the others. He also demonstrates his use of undulating lines to make up the distorted shoreline that continues across the painting.